In international diplomacy, the question of who gets credit for a breakthrough is often more than just a matter of pride. It can shape future alliances, influence public perception, and even affect the outcome of ongoing negotiations. The struggle for recognition can be as contentious as the negotiations themselves, with diplomats carefully weighing every word and gesture for its potential impact. Recently, a diplomatic spat erupted between the US and UK over the Gaza ceasefire deal, a fragile agreement painstakingly crafted to halt a devastating conflict and bring some measure of hope to the region. Tensions flared when a UK minister publicly asserted that her country played a key role in brokering the deal, a claim that was swiftly challenged by both US and Israeli officials. This rare public disagreement exposed a rift between two close allies, surprising many observers. For the US, the UK's statement seemed to downplay its leadership and tireless efforts in the process, while the UK sought overdue recognition for its behind-the-scenes contributions and diplomatic maneuvering. Such public disagreements are highly unusual, as disputes over credit are typically resolved quietly, away from the spotlight. This episode raises important questions about the unity and trust required to enforce a delicate ceasefire in a volatile region. Ultimately, the clash over credit highlights the complex interplay of diplomacy, national interests, and the ongoing challenge of achieving lasting peace in the Middle East, a region where every word and action can have far-reaching consequences. The controversy began with UK Education Secretary Gaza Phillipson, who told Sky News that Britain played a key role in shaping the Gaza ceasefire. She emphasized the UK's behind-the-scenes diplomacy, but offered few specifics, leaving her claim open to skepticism. While acknowledging the US role, Phillipson's main message was that British diplomats were essential in guiding the talks. The statement fit the UK's desire to project itself as a global Britain, but the lack of detail set the stage for pushback. In the high-stakes world of Middle East peace, such bold claims without evidence invite direct challenges from those at the negotiating table. The response was immediate and left little room for ambiguity. U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee wasted no time in firing back, calling Phillipson's claim delusional on social media. He firmly insisted that the deal was, in fact, an American-led effort, and made it clear that the U.S. had been at the forefront of the negotiations from the very beginning. Israeli Deputy Foreign Minister Sharon Haskell quickly echoed this sentiment, stating unequivocally that the UK was not a significant player in the negotiations. She emphasized that the real progress had been driven by the US and Israel, not by British involvement. Haskell also took the opportunity to criticize the UK's recent recognition of a Palestinian state, arguing that such a move only emboldened Hamas and undermined ongoing peace efforts. She suggested that the UK's actions had complicated the situation rather than helping to resolve it. These public rebukes from both the US and Israel left the UK's claim not only isolated but also largely dismissed on the world stage. The British government suddenly found itself on the defensive, struggling to justify its position. Downing Street responded cautiously, pointing out that Phillipson had praised the US role in her remarks. However, the damage to the UK's credibility had already been done, and the narrative had shifted. The incident underscored a hard truth in Middle East diplomacy. Claiming a role and actually having it recognized by others are two very different things. Influence is not just asserted, it must be acknowledged by the key players. In the end, the UK found itself painted as a peripheral observer, rather than a key architect of the peace deal, a stark reminder of the complexities and realities of international diplomacy. The Gaza ceasefire is the result of intense negotiations, primarily brokered by the US with support from Egypt and Qatar. The deal, based on President Trump's 20-point peace plan, establishes a new security structure for Gaza. Israel will maintain a military presence along the border, addressing its security concerns, while an international force, mainly from Arab and Muslim countries, will help maintain order elsewhere in Gaza. This arrangement is a ceasefire and security plan, not a final peace treaty. The success of the deal hinges on the effectiveness of the multinational force and ongoing diplomatic engagement. American and Israeli officials have emphasized their central roles in bringing the agreement to fruition. With the fragile truce still holding, the world's attention now turns to the highly anticipated signing ceremony in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, a city that has long served as a symbolic crossroads for Middle East diplomacy and peace negotiations. The atmosphere is charged with both hope and uncertainty. as leaders and diplomats gather in this historic setting. World leaders, including UK Prime Minister Starmer and French President Macron, are expected to attend, signaling broad international support for the agreement. Their presence underscores the global stakes involved and the shared desire for a lasting peace in the region. During the ceremony, Starmer is set to publicly praise President Trump for his role in brokering the deal, while also acknowledging the crucial diplomatic efforts of Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey. This move is seen as an attempt to smooth over recent tensions and foster a sense of unity among the key players. However, the UK's recent recognition of a Palestinian state remains a major point of contention. Israeli officials argue that this decision undermined ongoing peace efforts and complicated the delicate balance of negotiations, casting a shadow over the proceedings. The spat over who deserves credit for the agreement reveals deeper policy differences and highlights the competitive nature of international alliances. Behind the scenes, disagreements simmer as each nation seeks to shape the narrative and protect its interests. As leaders gather for the summit, official statements will stress unity and shared purpose. Yet the recent dispute is a stark reminder that diplomacy among allies is rarely straightforward, and that even moments of celebration can be tinged with rivalry and mistrust. Ultimately, the future of the Gaza ceasefire depends not just on signed agreements, but on the willingness and ability of international partners to work through their differences and maintain a fragile peace in a region long marked by conflict.